Josh, we just watched the final. I'm right. That is the final spar of camp.
Final spar, yeah. Final spar of camp. It's always nice to get that one out of the way.
Yeah.
Nice to get that one out of the way because there's been times when I've got little injuries and little knocks and little nicks and things like that. So just to get it done, that's it now. The taking punches, the giving punches to an actual human being. It's done. And what will happen now until fight night?
Yeah. Well, Phil, Rachel Roma, I think that's his ring name.
I think so, yeah.
He's got loads of names,
yeah.
But I know him as Phil because he's from the Philippines.
Michael.
Michael, he's a great kid, isn't he?
He's fantastic.
He's your secret weapon, isn't he?
He is. He came in for the Kiko camp, and after the first round, walking back to Collington, and the old fella, he's walking bang on. He's exactly what we need. He's got dynamite in both fists.
Yes.
And the way that he whips his punches in, it's freakish. But you see some punches like they have that explosive punch knockout power. And that's it, a lot of the Mexican fighters have it. Look at someone like Alvarado.
Yeah.
Whips his punches in. It's not like us continental textbook, like that. It's they're full on body weight goes in sync. It's kind of like Jack Dempsey, fucking the whirl and the twist and stuff like that. Everything comes in as one, and like I say, it brings them in combination. So you've got to be sharp. And Luis Alberto Lopez fights similar to how Michael spars.
Well, do you know? I don't know much about him. I watched a little bit of the fight when he beat Isaac. Have you spoken to Isaac about that?
I have, yeah. I have. I've had a brief chat with Isaac. Isaac said obviously the punches. Obviously he's going to say that he stopped. And listen, if you're going to be putting everything into every punch, then yeah, they are going to hurt, especially if they land them clean. So I imagine if you're going to stand there with your chin there, it's going to hurt if it lands on you.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is I'm going to be there. I'm going to be down to the side and moving about, elusive, and I'm going to be all over him.
Well, when you do take shots, it's on the gloves, on the arms, and you're always riding everything. So you always have that good upper body movement, don't you?
I do, yeah, and my defence is pretty, textbook. It's not. There's no massive elusive slips and big whirls and rolls and stuff like that. I'm not laying back and switching over. Well, it's just basic with like you say, riding the shots, but it's effective for myself.
But it's also effective because you can get a little bit. You can get caught when you start dropping your hands and you've got a lot of upper body movement without your hands being up. You're vulnerable to a shot, course, a wild looping shot that can come from anywhere and take you out of the game. But if you do take a shot, like I say, it's on your gloves and you're usually riding it. So I always think you look like you're taking more punishment than you actually are. Today I was watching that, it was so enjoyable to watch. It's a very pleasing style, mate.
No, it's obviously you want to be entertaining. You don't want to be taking punches around the head if you can help it. Obviously, it takes a lot out of you. I think that's why I get myself in such a strong physical physique, because I say we were sparring with 14s and 16-ounce gloves on there, with betting guards on. But like you say, a lot of punches are being caught on the arm and the arms and the forearms and the shoulders, and that is taxing over the 12-ounce distance. Especially when you transfer them to 8-ounce gloves on. Yeah. And obviously, the guard is a little bit smaller, with protecting the face. But riding them, taking the shots, everything's got to be solid, and you've got to make sure that they are strong enough to take the punishment for
the shape of you though is quite phenomenal. We were just talking before, and like you said, even when you first started your career, you knew perhaps when you first started off you wasn't really a featherweight, and you perhaps could have made super bantamweight, but you always knew that you wanted to grow into being the strongest, biggest featherweight that you could be.
Yeah, most definitely.
Do you think you're at your peak now?
I do.
Do you think you really are peaking? Because I see some of the weights that you're pushing, and I can't believe a 9-stone guy can throw these weights around.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a genuine featherweight now. I think back in the day of when I was coming through as a British, even the British level, British European level, I was walking around 9'4", 9'5". Yeah. I didn't have nothing to do. I didn't have to do put sweatsuits on or diet hard or anything like that. It was easy. And people used to say to me, "Oh fella, he's a bantamweight. You don't realise he's a bantamweight. He could do super flying. He could do super flying, no problem. What's he doing? He's walking around at 5 weight already." And my old fella used to argue with him and say, "No, he's not. He's a featherweight." He says, "When he gets to the higher level, you'll see." And I think around the age of 25, 26, I felt like I really got into the featherweight body. And then since that, I've just got stronger and stronger. So, like I say, the last 3 years, I'd say I've reached my peak. You know, physically, I feel very good. And people say to me now, "Oh, are you struggling now?" I'm struggling because they see the size of me, see I walk around, they see me on the final press conference. You know, I've got big. You have a look on the final press conference next week. I'll be the only one drinking water non-stop throughout. You know, everyone else is like little sip, little sip, little sip, and putting the glass down, panicking about what they've put on. I'm gulling it down because, you know, live life, eat food right, train hard, and we don't have no problem.
What's the earliest you ever go to out of camp?
I'll probably have to at least. I went last World Cup we're on, and my twin girls were born, and I went on pace after, so I went to like 11 stone, but that's probably the heaviest I've been.
But actually, when you're alright, no, but 10.5 stone is probably the maximum you're ever going to walk.
Oh yeah. I mean, even not that 10.4, and I have 10.4, 10.5, and I've got to be eating. I've got to be a greedy bastard, you know. I've got to be cooking Ben and Jerry's every couple of nights. I like a tub of ice cream, but yeah, I've got to be putting it away. But I'm always active, you know. I don't really sit about, so you know. Even when my job broke, like I were active with the kids, and when I get through fights, I have a few weeks off, and I fucking miss it, Lee. You know, I love the game, so.
Are you still in love with this sport?
Yeah, I am. I am. It's a fucking horrible sport.
But this place it's a tiny little place. It's, you know, you look at the place from the outside.
You say that, but the other day the lads are in, right? And there's Reese and there's Maxie and there's a couple of prospects who just started on Josh Warrington and Will Harrison, and they're all doing bag blast and doing big circuits, and I'm doing bits of technique in ring, and I'm looking out and like thinking, you know what? Yeah, I can't wait to get through this fight and, you know, pick out and stuff, but I can't wait to be back in doing things like this with these lads, because my training sessions now, because we're at last stages, we're all specific, so quite technique sessions. I'm separated, but the gym battle.
So when you can join in with everyone, and just enjoy it.
Yeah, we're all battling, we're all pushing each other, we're all absolutely knackered, but we keep on going, and it's
well, outside of you and Maxie, this place is, like I say, full of young talent. Who's the next fittest along out of you lot?
I don't know. It's this young Willie Harrison posse. I'm thinking it might cheat.
Birthday today, so is that why you're saying it?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe might cheat on a few exercises as well. Like, but no, he puts a graft in, and to be fair, so does Josh. So it's good when they come in and you're like doing the time circuits, and you know they're trying to be like you and keep up to you, so you can see him pushing. But I always think back to like Joe Calzaghe when he were in the stable at the time, when like the likes of Enzo and Gavin Reese were in there, and Joe used to always say, "I still win alt circuits. I'm oldest in gym, but I still win alt circuits." And you know, does
that always go through the back of your mind?
Yeah, little things like
top dog.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm competitive. I always have been. And like if we go to fucking track, I don't want to come second. I want to, you know, you can't come second in this sport. So yeah, I am competitive, but it's good to push them on as well.
Yeah.
But back in day, Lee, I used to show along Gary Sykes and Carly Ranson, and we go on track and do like bar bag with them, and they'd be pissing it, like doing double jump, skipping for 3 minutes around, and I couldn't keep up. But I wanted to, and then there was the time when I did overlap them and I did start overtaking them, and it's only going to push you know. So I hope that like myself and Maxie and even Reese are influencing some of the younger lads who are in here.
No, like you say. Going back to the fight quickly, let's finish on a note there. Obviously he's hard punching Mexican again. You like these guys, don't you?
Oh, I love them.
Not underestimating this kid.
What's that?
No, you
can't. I'd be fucking stupid to do so. I've done that before now.
Yeah.
I've done that before and fucking ended up in London hospital, so I won't do that again. Obviously, he's full of confidence, top ranker behind him. You know, he's been spouting all over social media. He's wild. He packs power, but he's not boxing anyone like me. You know, he's and then me coming into my backyard, going made on it.
And this is your backyard, isn't it?
This is my backyard. It's like the 12th time I've been here. 12th time, Lee, fucking hell. First walked in. I found a video over there. And
I believe you 10 years ago it opened and were you one of its
it was
first?
2014. I think 2013 it actually opened its doors, or 2012, and then the first boxing match was on. I think Stewie Allbuck's there at 2013, but I was the first Leeds lads.
Yeah.
Like Wednesday night at the Sky.
This is your home.
Yeah, it's
It's
coming to my backyard.
Hostile territory.
It's going to be cold, it's going to be noisy, it's going to be hostile, like I say, and you know, he's going to walk away with his fucking tail between his legs.
Well, I'm not going to be down there. Obviously, Woody's going to be down there. He's watching you today. We've got a show on the same night, so I'm gutted because I love being in the changing room. Yeah. I get the fortunate to be in there 2 or 3 times and filming. It's a wonderful atmosphere because it's all bright and cheerful early on, and then it gets serious. Yeah, and I like it when it gets serious. And you go into your own little world, and you go out and you do what you do, and hopefully you go and do that again, and you're still.
We will, and still.
Josh, good luck for a week on Saturday, mate.
Appreciate that, and if you come along, make the noise. For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.